The most simple explanation of what aquaculture is growing stuff in water. Globally, aquaculture now equals over half of the total seafood consumed worldwide. And here in North Carolina, there's a lot of potential for aquaculture. We've had an industry here for quite a while, and it's starting to grow significantly, and that's good for our economy, it's good for our environment, and it really means, jobs and high quality food for our communities. The opportunities in aquaculture are anywhere from being a technician at a fish farm or shellfish farm, which is just being an everyday worker, up through management or a water quality technician, and as well as entrepreneurship, which is a big growing field for people that want to get into their own business, be their own boss, and really grow a business working with either fish in tanks or out on the water on shellfish leases.
As part of my job, I work with seafood growers or seafood farmers on a daily basis. They're also referred to as aquaculturists or mariculturists. They're farming the water. There's a variety of marine species currently being produced in the United States. Here in North Carolina, our major players are oysters, clams, and soft-shell crabs. But there's a lot of interest in other species as well, and we'll probably see this grow in the future here in North Carolina. There's a lot of folks involved in marine aquaculture or mariculture here in North Carolina, not just the growers. There's scientists involved, there's educators, outreach personnel, there's food distributors, seafood distributors, and also chefs.
I would have never thought that I'd be into oyster farming. I wanted to be an attorney for a long time. I was bartending and teaching before this. Oyster farming is something that anybody can do if you have the passion for it. And I think anybody that starts getting into it is going to become addicted and really, really enjoy their time. The best part about oyster farming is being out on the water. Oysters are delicious, so you have access to that. I really enjoy owning my own business as well. The hours are great. You can work as hard as you need to, especially if it's for yourself. It's really self-motivating. It's a lot better than working for somebody else. If you like being independent, then this is a good model for you.
Our job here at the hatchery is to conduct research that will help develop a sustainable aquaculture industry for shellfish in the state of North Carolina. So hatcheries, even if they're for oysters or any other thing, are facilities that are directed at being able to support the production and growth of early life stages of organisms, so the babies of different organisms. So we're picking the best and brightest of each generation to be the parents of the next generation, with the idea that they'll pass on those good traits to the next generation of oysters. Everybody always asks us if we are selecting for good taste, but that's something we really haven't figured out how to do. So the advice I would give a student that was interested in aquaculture would be to study hard in your math and science fields, provide you with the most opportunities to progress in this field. I think also get involved with the industry. If you can apprentice, intern, or volunteer at an aquaculture operation, that's helpful.
Well, my family's been on Cedar Island for about 300 years now, and so I've been on or around or underneath the water basically ever since I was born. I just happened to run into shellfish mariculture. I figured if they could do it in Virginia, we could do it on Cedar Island. So if you already come from a commercial fishing background, you probably have a lot of the skill sets and waterman skills already. Shellfish mariculture could represent a truly year-round job, a steady source of income, where your product is at one location all the time. You're not as weather dependent or nature dependent on your final product. So it's a more consistent, steady income possibility.
Our concept is basically just to get seafood from North Carolina fishermen. We go to the coast multiple times a week. And one of the biggest things we've seen has been the growth of the mariculture industry in the last few years. Mariculture in North Carolina is going to be a major part of my business going forward. There's going to be a lot more demand because there's lots of restaurants that are now willing to put oyster on their menu all year round.
As you can see, there's a lot of opportunities in marine aquaculture here in North Carolina, and you just don't have to be on the growing end. For example, you can be a scientist, you can work in outreach and education, You can work on the food side of it, being a seafood distributor, for example, and also being even a chef.
One of the things that we really prioritize is using farm-raised products, and right now aquaculture is a really big thing, and so we're really trying to support that so we can bring a premium product to our customers. North Carolina has been billed the Napa Valley of oysters. I don't know if that's a little adventurous right now, but I will say there are a large variety. Salinity content, some are a little bit more saltier than others, some of them are a little bit more heartier than others, but it's just like a rainbow of colors of different oysters to enjoy.
The opportunities in marine aquaculture are growing, and they're only going to continue to grow as the industry develops. You can have a really rewarding career in marine aquaculture, supporting it or producing product. The bottom line is, wherever you're involved in this industry, the bottom line is you're producing a sustainable source of seafood. If you're interested in exploring a career in marine aquaculture, contact North Carolina Sea Grant or visit our website.